Unwritten rules are synonymous with unspoken rules.
We all have rules to follow, whether you know it or not.
Whether you're at work, in a social setting, or just walking down the street minding your own business, there are certain rules that we all should follow.
Hello, I'm Linnetta.
And I'm Patrick.
And together we are co-founders of
Vertical Connections, Inc.
Thank you again for joining us. Be sure to subscribe and click that like button if you haven't done so, and share this message.
We always appreciate when you leave comments, and we look forward to those in the future.
Absolutely. In life, there are complications. It can be so complicated with our day-to-day life. But be sure to know that there are unspoken rules to be followed.
What are these unspoken rules that never get written down, that are considered logical arguments or actions?
Are they different for different people?
Good question. How are they going to be learned?
If there's no one to teach you, how will you learn? Sometimes people learn as children from their parents.
Sometimes people just learn from watching others and what they do and how to act.
And some learn by accident.
Yes, for sure.
Being corrected in a gentle way, but oh, we don't do that. And then I often wonder where these rules come from. But a lot of times it's because you want people to treat you a certain way, and you need to treat other people a certain way.
Life is full of unwritten rules. We know that most young children know that if you talk to them in a whisper voice, that they're going to respond to you in a whisper voice. Now, they might not always do that, and if they don't, we know that they will be quickly and briskly corrected or redirected.
Yes. These rules that are unwritten, unspoken, are just simply for respect.
Yes. They may not be written down, but they are there, if you know what you're looking for.
Yes, for sure. Here are a few unwritten rules that we came up with.
Yes.
If you are on the phone, oh Lord, the phone example. If you are on the phone in a public place, it is important that you keep your conversation to you and the person you're speaking with. Oftentimes I have experience being at a restaurant or in the store, and you're like, okay, who are they talking to? And you realize, oh, they're on the phone. Okay. Yes, I know my husband has his voice vibrates. It's just deep and it vibrates. And sometimes when somebody calls him on and he's unaware of that. So right. I just kind of, and it's respected, like, oh, okay. But yes, the phone calls, please, ladies and gentlemen, be aware of that. Often when people are driving in their cars, and it's getting nice outside, right? And we like to have our windows down. And then I get it. Sometimes you want to turn your music on and enjoy it. But when your music is vibrating my very soul, I'm thinking it's a bit too loud.
And if you're looking at that phone example and you're going into maybe a restaurant or into the store, and you're either listening to your music or maybe you're watching a video. I know sometimes I'll just catch a video on my phone or whatever. If we're going to do that and we're going to be in a public setting, we need to use our headphones.
Yes, just being respectful of other people, for sure. Another one we came up with was,
if you make a mess, clean it up.
Oh, my. Please stop leaving places when you have left a mess. Oh, I'll be back. I'll get back to it. You don't know that for sure, but if you have the time, get it done so you don't have to try to remember to get back to it.
I know as coaching, there was a kind of a rule of thumb for us was that we always left it better than what it was when we got there, or at least as clean. Because generally when we would go to like a volleyball game, the girls would be split up into two teams. One might be the junior varsity and the other the varsity. So one was always in the stands. And of course, when you're in after school, we always like to have our snacks. We might want our water bottles. We might have Gatorades. At the end of the game, when it was all said and done, our number one thing before anybody could go home was we'd always clean up and make sure it was looking as good or better than when we got there.
Yes, definite teamwork, because you're being represented. You don't want somebody to say, oh, that person from that school or from that particular team, they blah, blah, blah. You always want to have something good said about you, if at all possible. And avoid saying, I didn't throw that down there. I didn't do it. Let's just clean up. Let's make it nicer than it was before we got there.
Another rule was, if you borrow something, please return it.
Oh, Lord. Yes, yes, yes. Borrowing something from someone else. If they're nice enough to lend it to you, be nice enough to return it. Don't act like you got the, oh, I forgot moments. Or, you know how when you're in your house, like, who's that belong to? Oh, I forgot to return that.
And if you feel it necessary to borrow the same thing over and over, eventually there should be a point when you might ask yourself,
should I purchase one for myself?
Right. So, try and avoid that point where you're continually borrowing the same thing time and time again from your neighbor or a person that is a friend of yours.
Another one is space.
Oh, personal space. Yes.
Personal space. For example, when you are in line, and I'll go back to the school setting right now, when the kids are lining up, a lot of times they just have to be right on each other. And I always like to give the example, put your elbow right by your stomach and put your hand out, you know, so that you have that length of space in between you. But that only lasts for a moment, not even that. And they're back together again. So even in the grocery store, thinking of that, being mindful of that. You know, just last year or so, we had this 6 feet apart deal. And now that a lot of places have taken that up, a lot of people are getting back closer again. And I'm just whoa, scoop it out. My personal space, please. You don't have to be sick. It's just personal space.
Another one that we came up with when it comes to just being out in public would be any time that there's a space that is confined or that is holding people, like a bus, an elevator. We talked about the classroom. Use the rule of allowing people to exit before you try to enter. Causing that log jam or causing that traffic pile up is not good. We know that if we're on the first floor of a big building and we're waiting to use an elevator, as that elevator's coming down, there's only one place for those people to go, and that is off of the elevator. So give them space. Don't try and cram on before they get off. Give them that opportunity to get off, and then you can easily get back on. Likewise, the classroom. It made no sense to me. I would have a class of 30 kids, and there'd be another group of 30 ready to come in, and you'd get 4 or 5 that thought they just had to be the first ones in the classroom. All of a sudden, you'd feel the walls expand. You start feeling like things were starting to come down on you, and you just have to breathe and take a moment and say, please wait and let these people leave.
Yes. Again, thinking about, would I want somebody to do that to me?
No. Definitely not. In the world of sports, we always have that coming up as well. When you think about sports, there is an unwritten rule, or as you were saying, etiquette that people needed to follow that might not be written down. I know that in golf, if you're talking while somebody's in their backswing, you're going to give them a reason to blame you for their horrific shot, which they were probably going to shoot anyway, but now because you were speaking in their backswing, they are going to have a hissy fit, or at the very least, give you the stink eye.
So it's actually expected for people to be quiet while a person's in the motion to swing at the ball?
Absolutely. It's kind of like when the person walks across the green and a person's getting ready to putt, put their ball in the hole, and you walk right where their ball is going to travel.
Oh.
It is almost for sure that you're going to get a, hey dude, or can you please? I'm trying to putt here.
And that's unfamiliar territory for me, so I would have that person to definitely teach me in the right way.
I know that in baseball there's been many, it goes way past arguments into physical altercations for unwritten rules that have been broken. Whether a person goes and tries to bunt the ball when there's a no-hitter in the 9th inning and their team's down by 10, there's no reason to try and bunt your way on because it's inevitable. Your team's going to lose more than likely, and that pitcher's trying to attain a feat that is very hard to do. It's like going up and talking to that pitcher during his no-hitter who sits at the end of the dugout, and all of a sudden you walk up to him and say, "Hey, you're doing a great job." That is a no. Do not interrupt them. Do not break their concentration.
Cool. How about when you are at a game in the stands and somebody, you know that you're at this game and you know that you like to stand. You know that you like to stand and watch. Huh. And you're in the bleacher area. Is it etiquette to stand when you have people sitting around you, or could you find another spot where you can actually stand and still do what you want to do without blocking everybody else's view?
I think that kind of goes along with buying that front row ticket and finding the biggest hat you own and wearing that in the front row. Because I know that 3 people behind you are probably not going to be very happy, if not 6 or 12. So please just be considerate. Think of others as you go through the day. Unwritten rules, etiquette, those kind of all go together. And we want to make sure that we're thinking of others. So use the golden rule.
Oh, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yes, be thankful, be thinking of others, and be thoughtful. But we hope that this helps. We hope that you glean something from it. And until next time,
get connected
to go vertical. Bye.